Hello, girls. I'm going to read you another story. It's Mrs. Fanshawe and the Great Dragon Adventure. Now, I really liked this one when I was little, and I hope you like it too. So, a long time ago, there lived a great explorer called Miss Harriet Fanshawe. She led expeditions to many remote parts of the world and brought back strange and unusual souvenirs. She has a pet bird named Cedric, so I hope that you will follow and find him in every picture. He looks like this. Can you see him there on the back of the chair? We'll see him a lot. All right. When she was little, Miss Fanshawe was not interested in dolls houses, or embroidery. She wanted an adventure, to explore the tropical jungle and to climb the mountains. Above all, she wanted to find a dragon. She had always been fond of reptiles and kept 2 lizards and a snake in the garden shed. She watched them carefully to see if they would breathe fire. People told her that dragons were extinct, but she did not believe them. As she grew older, she became more determined than ever to prove them wrong. Not only would she find a dragon, but she would bring it back to England. Then one day, during her first expedition to southern Patagonia, an old man told her a strange story. The center of the earth was ruled by huge evil birds, and these birds kept the lava at the earth's core red hot and molten by using the fiery breath of dragons. As she wrote the journals of her expedition, she often thought about that story. One day, she would go back to Patagonia, and many years later she did. As her ship drew near to the coast, she saw smoke in the far mountains. Could it be dragon smoke? I'm going to show you those pictures again. These are some of her travels. Very beautiful. Very pretty art. Okay. Flip the page. And Miss Fanshawe at once decided that she must investigate. Quickly inflating the balloon with which she always traveled, she climbed into the basket and flew across the mountains. Near the top of the highest peak was a vast, untidy nest made of uprooted trees and branches. Inside it, snoring like thunder, was a huge reptile curled around an egg. The reptile's breath was hot like smoke. It was a dragon. Quickly, Miss Fanshawe tied a handkerchief around her mouth, made a lasso with her rope, took her butterfly net out, and cautiously approached. Deftly, she got the egg into the net and the lasso over the dragon's snout. Before the dragon knew what was happening, they were away, heading for home with the expedition ship, the SS Fanshawe, keeping watch from below. It was a long, hard journey. The Atlantic was cold and stormy. The seabirds pestered her for food, and sometimes the dragon's breath made things uncomfortably warm for Mrs. Fanshawe. At last they reached the shores of England and the River Thames. As they flew over Windsor Castle, Miss Fanshawe thought she saw the Queen wave to her. Here's a picture of her discovering the dragon in its nest. And here's a picture of all the Queen's guests at a garden party with the dragon. Don't worry about that cage, that won't be around for long. They landed safely in the grounds of the Tower of London. Their arrival caused quite a stir. Everyone thought that dragons had been extinct for a long time. The constable of the tower decided it would be best to put the dragon in a special cage. You couldn't be too careful with strange animals that breathed fire. Hundreds of people came to see the dragon and her egg. Miss Fanshawe was even more famous than before. The dragon seemed pleased with all the attention she was getting, and the Queen commanded a special celebration banquet. It was on the day of the banquet that the bird appeared. Miss Fanshawe was descending in her balloon when she saw the sinister creature hovering by the cage. Why was it there? What did it want? She soon saw the bird had stolen the egg. Miss Fanshawe immediately changed direction and followed the bird. London and England were soon left far behind. Overseas in cold northern mountains she gave chase until the bird, still holding the dragon's egg, slowed down and landed on the edge of a crater. Miss Fanshawe peered down, and the bird vanished into the darkness below. Nothing daunted, Miss Fanshawe followed. Now this is going to be quite the picture. There's the mama dragon in her cage. And then if we follow this way, you can see Miss Fanshawe on her balloon. And then the crater over here with the bird in it. It's a pretty scary looking bird. Kind of looks like a dinosaur to me. Maybe your dad knows what kind. All right. Return that egg at once, you wretched bird. What on earth is that down there? My goodness, it is getting to be rather warm. Here she is, descending, descending. Ooh, now what could that be? Curious. Ooh, now where has that bird gone? I don't like the look of that butterfly. I wonder where I put my fly spray. Here's this picture going. Oh, that's the explanation for those interesting eyes. All right. This is quite the adventure, isn't it? There's no going back now. The balloon is well and truly punctured. This heat is really stifling. Whoop. And following that bird down. Whoop. Let's see if I can get this to stay properly. Down into the center of the earth. It's supposed to be lava in that picture, but... All right. Just as well I packed a parachute, she said. Well, I never. So the old man's story was true. This must be the center of the earth. It's so hot down here. No wonder the dragon's egg has hatched. What a fine young dragon it is, and growing fast. There's Cedric. And there's the dragon. It did hatch. All right. Miss Fanshawe hardly had time to take in the scene. Dragons everywhere breathing fire onto the rocks, when she saw that the birds were determined to capture the young dragon. With her collapsible butterfly net, she vigorously battled with the sinister attackers. She was helped by the young dragon, who caught one of the birds in his talons. He made a noise which sounded very much like "got you." Could he speak as well as fly, Miss Fanshawe wondered? Out of the corner of her eye, she saw a tunnel, which might be a way of escape. But could the dragon bear her weight? She is. There's the dragon. He's still pretty young. Don't you think he's still pretty young? Okay. Thank heavens he can. Well done, young dragon. But that looks like trouble ahead. Here she is, escaping the birds on her dragon. There's some creepy eyes ahead. Wonder what that could be. Bats, maybe? We'll see. What an extraordinary creature. Can he be guarding those strange cobwebs, or something beyond? Thank my lucky scales, he's caught one of those birds. Let's get past before he sees us. This is what that picture was. It's a big kitty. Here she is, flying away from those birds. Okay. The next picture. What a magnificent city. Now I can see what he was guarding. Can that be daylight up there? I'll just burn these cobwebs and we can be out in no time. Look at the city. Here she is, underneath it. There's a big old spider. She's not scared about that. Well caught. That's the last of the birds gone. Phew, a bit too close for comfort. I don't want to hang out on like this for much longer. Oop. So this is fresh air. Are we really out? Now I understand why that city has never been discovered. Not many people could get past that serpent. That's big snake. All right. Everyone was delighted to see Miss Fanshawe back, and the young dragon's mother to meet her offspring for the first time. Miss Fanshawe was tired after her journey, but she felt a good deal better after a hot bath and a nice cup of tea. She was pleased to see the dragons reunited. If it had not been for the expert flying and quick thinking of the young dragon, Miss Fanshawe could not have outwitted the great serpent and escaped from the sinister birds. It could have been her last expedition. The two dragons got on well together, and they're always polite to the constable of the tower when he brought their food. They particularly enjoyed the visits of Miss Fanshawe, but they knew that what they wanted most of all was to return to the distant land of Patagonia and to the far mountains. Miss Fanshawe knew this too, and one day she opened the door of their great cage. This great cage with all of the people. There's Miss Fanshawe returning on her dragon. Ooh! It's hard to do with a phone in one hand. Sorry, girls. Let's see, last page. As the dragons flew off on their long journey home, Miss Fanshawe waved them farewell. She never saw them again, but she would always remember them on the great dragon adventure. The end. I'll show you this beautiful picture at the end. There's Mrs. Fanshawe and Cedric waving goodbye, and there are the two great dragons flying away, not in their cage anymore, going home. That's a nice story. I'll see you girls later. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.